Hello and welcome back to the Collapse Experiment. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Now on with the article. 8 phrases boomers still use that make millennials roll their eyes every time. Why it's boomers and why it's millennials? I don't know. I have a feeling that this article could be 8 phrases Gen Xers use that make Gen Z roll their eyes every time. I mean, why it's these two groups, I don't know. Let's find out together, shall we? There's a generational language divide that often leaves millennials shaking their heads. This divide is filled with phrases that boomers just can't seem to let go. These phrases, in turn, lead to a countless eye rolls from younger generations. You see, language evolved, blah, 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 blah. Number 1. What's the number 1 phrase? Take a guess. Back in my day, yeah. Boomers tend to start their sentences with this phrase when they're about to launch into a story about the good old days. This phrase is often used as a contrast to the current situation with what they perceive as a simpler or better time. It's a phrase that implies that things were better in the past and that the current generation is somehow missing out. Okay, I have probably one of the better examples of why back in my day is true. So I work for a company with brown trucks that delivers packages, and we've had people that have worked there since the 80s, okay? And they've worked at the same center since the 80s. And one of the drivers was telling me a year or two ago, and this was long before 2020, right? 2020 was where the workload was basically the Christmas season all year long, thanks to, and he was going on about how when he first started, a long day for that company was going out at like between 8 and 9 in the morning. And if you had a long day, you were done by 3 in the afternoon. That was considered a long day back then. And now it's, you're rolling out 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe the plane is late. And we have drivers that come back at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sometimes my crew, the one that loads the trailer and gets everything organized for the next day, the next morning, we're gone before the last driver even comes back. So back in my day, no, there's like some, you don't just disregard it because it's how things used to be. They're giving you information as to it doesn't have to be this way. And it's a fair argument. Like, they've experienced a better time before the bullshit that you're now experiencing. In other words, to them, this is not normal. That's the message. And should it be normal? Why is that your normal? Why can't it be like back then when you're done at 3 in the afternoon and you actually have a life at home? Number 2, you kids and your technology. The technology dig. This one really gets the millennial eyes rolling. Let me paint you a picture. I was once at a family gathering showing my uncle how I could control the lights in my apartment from my phone. Dude has way too much time on his hands. Hasn't he ever heard of the clapper? Instead of being impressed or interested, he just shook his head and said, "You kids and your technology." Number 3, hard work never killed anyone. He never works for the Germans doing the war, right? Work will set you free. Ooh. I don't know of anybody whoever Iron John, wasn't that the black dude that, was going against the machine to see who could pound in the most tracks per mile? Like, that dude died in the end. Spoiler alert. This was a classic boomer phrase that implies that the only way to achieve anything worthwhile is through relentless hard work. While there's certainly value in hard work, millennials often interpret this phrase as a dismissal of work-life balance and mental health. Hard work never killed anyone. I'm not. Nope. I don't know where. Now this one, number 4. Money doesn't grow on trees. Unless you're a paper company. This phrase is a tried and true favorite of boomers, often used to remind young generations about the value of money. There's a value to money? I thought they just printed a bunch of ones and zeros. Isn't that like how we got into the financial fiscal irresponsibility situation that we have now? It's from the endless printing of money. Like, money literally just grows on a computer at this point. Essentially, it's a call to caution, a warning against frivolous spending, and a reminder that earning money takes effort. But when you put in the effort and the money that you receive has less value than it did previously, it's kind of a disheartening environment that these people are, like, I think everybody's experiencing this now. Money doesn't grow on trees. I would say appreciate the things that you have more than the money itself, because sometimes the things that you have, take for example, cars. Yeah, money doesn't grow on trees, but guess what? For some reason, a lot of these cars are keeping their value. You get it paid off, you keep it up and running. Probably a better investment than stashing money away in the bank. And number 5, this is how we've always done it. This is how we do it. This phrase, often heard in workplaces or family traditions, can be a source of frustration for millennials. I think every generation feels that way. It's a phrase that resists change, sticking to the status quo simply because it's familiar, but millennials, known for their innovation and drive for progress, tend to see this as a barrier to improvement and growth. No, just stop fucking stuff up. Sometimes, if it's done that way for the last 30 years, it is the most efficient way that was discovered 30 years ago, and they kept trying new shit and went back to the same thing time and time again until you get a new boss who decides they're going to fix the things that are not broken. And then 6 months later, when productivity and morale and everything goes down into the toilet, it goes back to the way that it was done for the last 30 years. Moving on. When are you going to settle down? When hoes stop being hoes. This one hits close to home. It's a phrase I've heard countless times at family gatherings or casual meetups with older relatives. It seems like a simple question, but it carries a heavy implication that there's a specific timeline or path that we should be following. If you want to have kids, as somebody who is 45 years old and has kids, has one kid who hasn't entered the school system yet, I can tell you, when you're in your 20s, you can keep up with the little rascals. When you're in your 40s, you better be working out and eating well, healthy, not like well. No, you need to be taking care of yourself, because otherwise they will just run circles around you and it'll be total chaos, and the life that you've lived prior to them for 20 years as an adult, it's just going to seem like utter madness and chaos. So yes, there is a timeline. And when people are saying, isn't it time for you to settle down? Yeah, they know that if you do those things later in life, you might just lose it. 7, you should be more realistic. This one I don't like. I heard this way too many times. It's basically a way of discouraging you from, I don't know, following your dreams and the things that'll make you happy in life. This phrase is a common one from boomers to millennials. It's often used as a response to a millennial sharing their ambitious dreams or unconventional ideas. When it's important to have realistic expectations, this phrase can often come across as discouraging or dismissive. Moving on. Number 8, respect your elders. No. This is perhaps the most commonly heard phrase from boomers. It's a call for deference and respect based solely on age. Respect is earned. It's earned. If I don't know you, my respect is while respect is crucial in any interaction, it can be earned through actions and behavior rather than automatically gained because of age. Yeah, I don't know if you've been in prison or not. What the? Millennials believe in mutual respect regardless of generation. Mutual respect. I show you the respect that you show me. If that is mutual respect, I agree with that. Is that the... Oh, that was the last one. I thought they were going to have more. But it was 8 phrases boomers still. And we did skip the whole, like, hard work never killed anyone. You didn't work hard enough. Wasn't it Joe Rogan and David Goggins who were talking about like workouts and like when you put in 100%, you would drop dead? Like no, for the most part, ever reaches 100% of their potential during a workout or some type of physical activity, because if they did, they would drop dead. That's when they reach 100. Like they might get up to 98, they might get up to 99, but unless they drop dead on the spot, they did not get to 100. Yeah. Iron John. Yeah, he was the one that he got to 100. So yeah, there's some good ones in here. There's some stuff that you kids and your technology. Yeah, well, I can go along with that one as well. Back in my day, and again, back in my day is not, nobody should be rolling their eyes. They should be paying attention because they're usually pointing out some bullshit that's going on that shouldn't be that way. And if you're really listening, it's like, why do we have this kind of workload when it was perfectly acceptable to have half that workload prior in a life outside of work? Like, why are these people working 12, 14 hours a day, Monday through Friday, only to like live for the weekend? It's kind of bullshit. So yeah, no, back in my day, pay attention when they say back in my day, because they're pointing out some things that you should probably be pissed off about too. Anyways, did any of these make your eyes roll? Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, keep on typing.